Hello again, everyone. I won't say morning. I'll just say like good day because I never know when these videos are gonna land. Um, yeah, I just want to do a quick one again about anxiety. I was watching Matt Legg's channel recently, and he was doing a video about anxiety and how he deals with it and what helps and stuff like that. And it was really good actually. Some really good advice on that channel. So today I'm just going to tell you what a couple of things that helped me with my anxiety. I've suffered anxiety since I was a child, really, since as long as I can remember. And when I was a kid, like 40 odd years ago, um, I don't think there was any such thing as anxiety in children. It wasn't really heard of back then. Things like ADHD and stuff like that. When I was a kid, it was just literally unheard of. I think you started hearing about things like that about 20 years ago or so, so yeah. But for me, the main thing I do when I have like anxiety and bad panic attacks and stuff like that, I used to get them really bad, severely. I used to get them in prison, which is a lot worse. But I won't go into that, having panic attacks in prison today. I'll just go into how I deal with panic attacks outside, in the real world. So it could be anything that sets it off. I could be in a supermarket doing a bit of shopping, and all of a sudden I might feel like all sort of claustrophobic, like the walls are sort of closing in on me, and you know, stuff like that. Just unnerved, and all very shaky inside, and I get sort of like fluttering in my heart, like an electric shock feeling in my heart. Sometimes it feels like the feeling of that. It's like the vibration of a mobile phone being next to my chest or something. There's stuff like that. And when it gets really bad and stuff, sometimes I just have to deal with it. And the way I deal with it, first of all, is try taking deep breaths and stuff. And basically, say that was happening to me in a supermarket and I was doing a bit of shopping, I'd put my shopping down and I'd go outside. And if it was really busy outside, I would I would just go for a walk somewhere where it was nice and quiet and peaceful and not so much noise. But I understand a lot of people, they can't do this when they're having these sort of panic anxiety attacks and stuff. They might be in a situation where they can't go for a walk, or they might be at work and they can't leave work. So for me, the main thing is to keep it under control, and to do deep breathing and stuff like that. Like taking a breath in through your nose and holding it there for a few seconds, and then breathing out slowly, and just simple stuff like that. I have been on medication for anxiety and that, but now the medication I was on for anxiety, diazepam, and other benzodiazepines, I don't get that anymore because it's really addictive. So, if people are getting that off a doctor these days, they rarely prescribe that to anyone now. And if they do, it's usually only for a month at a time. The last time I had that, diazepam Valium, which it's also called, was about 3 years ago. And my doctor was only giving me like 3 days worth at a time, Uh, so they do look at that a bit differently now, doctors. Years ago, they used to give that stuff out like sweets, and a lot of people used to get addicted to that because anti-xylotics, I think they're called, anti-anxiety drugs. They're pretty bad if you get addicted to them. They're just as bad in my book. The withdrawal of them is just as bad as coming off heroin in some ways, but it's more similar to what I say the DTs, the delirium tremens. Like coming off alcohol. Coming off benzodiazepines is similar to that. You know, you can suffer hallucinations, really bad panic attacks, shaking, you know, confusion, all sorts of stuff. And then you've got the other physical stuff. You could have fits, you know. So I think the reason they're so similar is that these anti-anxiety drugs affect the same part of the brain as what alcohol does, you know. And I was on both of those things together, benzos and drink. You know, I was mixing them, which was a really bad thing to do because you you'd wake up the next morning and not know what had happened, you know. And I've got a few stories about them type of things. I mean, I remember once I woke up in a police station in Epsom in Surrey, and I was going into the charge room. The policeman was opening the cell, and I was going into the charge room, and there was a guy in the other cell, and the door was open a bit, and all his face was all black and blue. There was blood everywhere, and he'd been mashed to pieces. Really, you know, he looked really bad. He looked like he should be in a hospital, not in a cell. And I said to the copper, "What happened to him?" And the policeman went, "You done that. That's what we're going into the charge room for, to charge you for that." And unbeknown to me, when we got into the charge room, they told me that it was all a wind up because they knew how out of it I'd been and drunk and on tablets the night before. You know, because I was only 15 at the time then, when I was in that police station. So yeah, I was relieved. You know, I thought, God, I wasn't worried about the trouble I'd be in. I was more worried about, like, you know, that's not really the sort of thing I do to people. You know, because I'm not really a violent person. In the past, I've only ever been violent when I've been defending myself and stuff, you know. So yeah, but yeah. So back to the subject of anxiety. Yeah. So my favourite way of dealing with it is just to take long walks, long solitary walks out in the countryside or somewhere nice, open spaces and stuff like that, guys. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that today now because these videos that I'm doing, they're taking a long time to upload, and I want to get this one uploaded, guys. So thanks for watching, everyone, and have a really good weekend. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.